Hey y'all, back for another one. Just Rhonda. We just here to get into Love is Blind season 6, episodes 10 and 11. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. If you want to talk about it, feel free to jump down in the comment section so we can have a discussion about this thing that's going on over here. Love is blind. Since these people can't keep their ass off the internet, now my whole perspective of everything is different. I know reality is not reality, but can y'all please, like now I see everybody's real reality and it's kind of disappointing. As if. As if you could go into a pod for 5 days and find love. I thought we were in the pod for a minute. If y'all would have gave me like, I don't know, 2 weeks, 5 days. Okay. Anyway, we're not in the pod anymore, so there's no reason for me to even be stuck there. Where we at is over here down to Jeremy's little courtyard at his apartment complex, wherever he lived with his mama. Now he's trying to explain to her how he's not having a fiance. And I'm wondering, like, if Jamie had a different fiance with a kid a few minutes ago before he went on the show, did his mother know? Because she's sitting up here acting disappointed that he got rid of another fiance already. I'm just saying, I just don't feel like if I was somebody's, well, I am somebody's mother, but if one of my kids asked me to do that, I'm not doing that. You just had a fiance last week. I'm not going on TV pretending like you're about to have another one. What is going on here, Jeremy? So, other lady who Jeremy used to go out with that had a baby with, not his baby, but a baby. Did you know Jeremy's mama? Or you hadn't met his mother? Y'all be doing that, like having a whole fiance talking about I ain't met the family yet. That means you're not, this person has something to hide. I feel like, I'm just saying. He's telling her how he went down to this bar and ran into this girl that came from the show, and they were having a conversation and fell into the morning with it. And then when he got home, his new fiance that he met 5 days ago, child, I want you to stop it. If y'all gonna play, I'm gonna play. His fiance that he met 5 days ago, that he's madly in love with, now he's not gonna marry her because he spent the night, not really, but in the car with Sarah, the other girl that he liked. And his mother was like, well, I mean, you lucky it wasn't me, because I would have jacked your ass up had you walked in the house. I would have been sitting there waiting on you.
I'm being real with you because I heard about you. I was waiting on you at the door.
Mm. I was wondering which one of these ladies remind me of, what's gonna remind me of his mother. I ain't saying she's Sarah, but don't sound like she play that nonsense. He's sitting up here acting like, I mean, I didn't know, like we wasn't doing nothing. I gave her the location. It wasn't that big of a deal. Jeremy, I want you to stop. Ain't nobody stupid. You ain't stupid. Your mama not stupid. Laura not stupid. And Sarah's not stupid too. But seemingly, y'all think we stupid and we're not. So get out of here with that bullshit. No, you don't have a fiance anymore. Amy and Johnny, this episode is kind of that meet the parents episode. I suppose if we're gonna matrimony in a week or two, we getting down to days from the wedding. Amy and Johnny don't have no problems. They met the father. The father is nothing like how we were expecting. He was actually really sweet and seems like he supports his daughter's decision. I'm very hesitant to believe this love story because y'all keep playing somewhere. We're gonna find out that Johnny got a baby already. That's why he don't want none. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he has a baby. I'm just saying these people have been doing a lot. And I want to be invested in this relationship, but I'm kind of hesitant. We'll see what's gonna happen. So far, they seem like they're gonna go ahead and figure it out. They talked about birth control. They got that figured out. It seems like he not trying to have no vasectomy because it's not as easy a, situation as what he thought it was gonna be. Doesn't want to be a test dummy for some new pills that they got out here for contraception. Yeah, Johnny, that's what she's saying. That's all we all saying. You don't want to have no babies, protect yourself and be careful with your dick. That's all you can do, Johnny. Anyway, she says she'll consider it because she's never done it before. She gonna see what it do, and so that's not gonna get in the way of them moving forward with their relationship. Her father, I think he felt comfortable. Her father felt comfortable with his interaction with Johnny and hopeful, and he loves his daughter and is gonna support her in what she has to do. You know, Amy's dad, we over here all hoping that this is gonna be real. We know how this all works out. We know how love works. You just try it, and if sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. Anyway, AD and Clay. Clay meets AD's mom. They gush over him a lot, I guess. He's attractive, but I need y'all to calm down a little bit. But it is what it is. They are a cute couple. I'm not mad at it. It's funny because it feels like AD and Clay both have this fantasy of what it's supposed to look like. All of them have a fantasy, not just AD and Clay. What Johnny and Amy have is a chemistry, a real chemistry. AD and Clay have an image that works for both of them in the way they see it. I don't think they're understanding marriage per se because they keep on talking about the fairy tale. AD's father cheated on his mother, and he is going to tell us that at any given moment. He's said it so many times. I'm concerned. This is not something that you should be like having nightmares about. You know what I mean? I would be curious as to how AD was moving. Not AD, Clay. Oh, Clay all day. Oh, Clay. I would be curious as to how Clay was moving in his relationships before. Like he's young, but in his dating life, are you a cheater? Is that why you're so concerned that you won't be able to not do it again? Did anybody ask that question? Did anybody say, hey, so, when was your last relationship and why did that end? You know what I mean? Are we avoiding those types of questions? Because I hear them talking about connecting so deeply and, being everybody's, fantasy of what they always dreamed it would be. What did you dream it would be? Because right now, y'all are very much focused on building, I suppose. And what does that look like? AD, you over here being a club manager realtor. Which thing are you? What are you focused on for you? Clay got a lot of things going on, and that's okay. Like, that's a good thing, but I feel like that's going to require people understanding what their time is going to look like. And it's not going to look like probably the norm because entrepreneurs work at weird times. That's a whole separate thing. But your man's over here seems to be very much concerned about whether or not he's going to be faithful. And you keep brushing over it for some reason. Off for this fairy tale. Matthew was offering you a fairy tale too, and then he ran off with another woman. That's not a fairy tale. That's more like a romance novel. Big girl fairy tales, romance novels. AD's mother, I like the way she communicated with him and letting him know that, if this is your real issue, young man, don't be stressing in your life about what somebody else did. I don't buy it, Clay. I just don't buy it. Were you a cheater? Why is this such a thing for you? Get some therapy. Like, seriously, you keep talking about it, do it. Get some therapy. And honestly, I don't know how many days it's gonna take before they go down to the to the aisle of matrimony. But you should probably let him take that therapy, AD, and see like where he comes out on the other side. If he's still so tortured, because that's the kind of thing that ruins marriages. I'm just saying. I think when you're talking about a real foundation, it takes time to build a foundation, a strong one. Not forever, but more than 4 weeks. But y'all run it because y'all down here to the thing talking about I love you after 5 days. Get the fuck out of here. 5 days. 5 days. This shit is playing out exactly like how I guess figured it would be. We got lucked up on Johnny and Amy, and their story is real cute and everything. And thank God they're here, but we ain't really saying nothing about them. AD is ready to go and jump off of a cliff without a parachute because she trusted this nigga is gonna be there to catch her. And he's saying, I can't be a leader. I'm a leader and as a man, I need to be a leader, but I'm not prepared to lead this relationship. And here you go, jumping off a cliff. Why? And I appreciate him saying that. I'd rather know, but he keeps on saying, and you keep on chugging down to the wedding dress store. Clay is feeling uncomfortable with the date, and I get that because it's rushing. It's fast. It's coming. But Clay, if you feeling this way, like what makes you think you're gonna feel better in another 15 days or however many days it is? If you're feeling so apprehensive at this moment, what's gonna change? Because if you do go to therapy, that ain't enough time to, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna need more than a couple few days to kind of heal some of these wounds over cheating that's got you so tortured. And I feel like he is tortured. That's messed up to like have to be keeping a secret like that from your mother. It's really unfair that his father even put him in that position. It's terrible. But AD, that's gonna take time to fix. So when I look at that relationship, if it's real, like I ain't heard no yet. They haven't been on the internet talking about how he has a whole wife and girlfriend that he was living with. Ain't no jump offs or none of that popped off over there with Clay. So I can't be mad at that. Same thing with AD. If there's any drama out there with them, I ain't heard it. And I don't want to. I just want to view the situation from where I see it without all this outside noise. So is there a possibility for a relationship? Honestly, I feel like, yeah, but those things take time. Like if you meet somebody you like and y'all are giving each other these feelings, then you should definitely jump on that and see what happens. If you feel that way in 4 weeks and then you feel that way in 4 months and you feel that way in, a year, then, proceed. 5 days, come on. They ain't even had a chance to get on each other's nerves, except for Chelsea and Jimmy. They've had 12 fights already in 5 days. Clay is not so sure. He's not sure he can be faithful. He's afraid that might be a thing for him. And he's also not sure about this date. And so when you get to the aisle, he's not sure if he's going to be ready for all of that. And AD's like, I'm ready. And if you're not ready, I'll be fine. If you get to the altar and you say no, you don't want to do it, I'll be good with that. It's going to hurt my feelings probably, but I am not going to be tortured. I'm moving on. We can't be like going together. We can maybe be friends. Is that realistic? Not really, AD. Not if you're really trying to be in a relationship. Don't let the process get in the way of what your fairy tale is supposed to be. Y'all are over here talking about how this is what I've always dreamed of my whole life. Your dreams are coming true. Well, it seems like your dreams are coming with a little bit of baggage that you might need to work through, but that's normal. That's how relationships work. Just saying. Nobody perfect out here. At least the boys out here willing to say what it is. Now, it's one thing to say it, but follow through on it. And she should think about whether she's not ready to do it if they don't go through the process. To me, that's not real. To me, if you're gonna be in love, girl, and for real love, sometimes you have to be willing to be logical and listen to your partner. And your partner is saying, this is fast. Like, I do like you a lot, but maybe what if we, because y'all love each other. Remember, you love each other enough to walk down the aisle, then you should love each other enough to just pause. That's not unrealistic. See what's really going on with this relationship. Because if it's supposed to be, it will. Well, Chelsea and Jimmy and their nonsense. Chelsea meets Jimmy's family. It's funny how aesthetically she fits right in with them. They seem like nice people. According to Chelsea, they're amazingly basic. And that's what she's been looking for her whole entire life. What it's going to take to make her happy is to live this amazingly basic life. That's the life Jimmy painted for her. That's the one she wants. Honestly, Jimmy's family seems like a loving, I don't want to say basic because I don't think that's a nice way to describe people. I think, he already told, well, he didn't tell, he had this conversation with Jessica that I remember that his mother they both had a previous marriage and that his mother took on the child from that previous marriage after the spouse passed away. So they both lost spouses. I'm guessing that's what, kind of brought them together. Long enough for them to be married for 43 years or 42 years, forever. The man said he loved his wife. She's a pack rat, and pack rat, but he loved her anyway. And she liked to argue a little bit, but that's part of it. Just very sweet family. She over here lying, pretending. Both of them, y'all are crazy. Chelsea is certifiably crazy, but Jimmy, you gotta be a little bit crazy too, because y'all sitting up here pretending like, why are you doing that for your family, Jimmy? Trying to convince, she's over here acting nice and you letting her act nice because she's full of shit. She's not really your type. Is it that you think that you said you don't bring home people to your family? So this girl that's your girlfriend, that's your friend girl, did you bring her home to the family, or she just is just your home girl, friend girl that you haven't? And what's the other one? Jessica. Jessica. I don't think Jessica's out here looking for amazingly basic life. So do you have girls in your life that you bring to your family? Or, there's certain girls that you bring to your family. His mother thinks Chelsea has good energy. She do until she don't, and she don't a lot. Jimmy's mom. You spent a few minutes with her, give her a few more minutes. Apparently, when she gets a little saucy, that's when she get crazy. At the end of the dinner, his mother liked her, but like I said, she's doing a very good job at pretending. They both, they lie to themselves out loud. This is the best relationship. I know, the way he be talking and describing his relationship and her to other people, you're like, what? Because we've only been here 5 days and y'all have been arguing the whole time. I feel like we should never be already to an argument after 5 days. We should definitely really be on cloud nine. They was on arguing over at the barbecue in the Dominican Republic. They get back to the crib. They're sitting back relaxing. It was a nice day. Her parents liked her. His parents liked her. And, he was just telling her it really felt good today to be able to introduce you to my parents. They really liked you. Overall, it was a really good day. I love you, babe. She's like, mm-hmm. And Jimmy told her, I think I love you even more. And she said, mm-hmm. And when she starts saying, mm-hmm, shit is about to go left. But she start using that baby voice, talking about, I was so cranky with you today. And I was like, dang, why we have to be cranky? I'm like, that's weird because we weren't talking about that. We were talking about how much nice my mom thinks you're nice and my dad likes you. And you talking about cranky this morning? Because don't be cranky. It's okay. Yeah, but after the show finished taping and they packed up and then you went out. What was my friend's birthday? And I had enough of you, to be honest, to that day. You said you were tired. You went to bed. You didn't want to go with me anyway. I went to go hang out with some people who had to get away from you for a while. Well, that made me sad. You could have came. I told you you could come. You didn't invite me. Jimmy, you didn't invite her. Stop playing. You didn't want her to go. You wanted her to get into bed because you needed to be free. And I understand. I would need to be free of that too. Shh. You met the parents. You've been whining in my ear all day, talking that stupid ass baby talk. Go to bed. I'm about to go hang out. The girls from the pod was out there talking about, I see you, man. Where are you at? What girls from the pod? He's like, who? Mackenzie. I don't know Mackenzie. These girls are out here out spying. Oh, I see you, Jimmy. I don't know Mackenzie. Well, she knows you. And it's so embarrassing. Why would it be embarrassing? Because he went somewhere without me. I don't think that's embarrassing. I think that's, yeah, he's out with some friends. Jimmy, Jimmy, you over here playing. Now, when you brought that girl and, her friend or both of y'all, both of your friends or what have you, you did not say you slept with her. She should never be here. We should not know her. She should not be on the list. She should not. Yeah, are y'all trying to get back together? Texting every day, that's a whole relationship. So as crazy as I think Mackenzie is, that will make me uncomfortable too, because I want to know why, if somebody that you felt so comfortable with, that you got intimate with, is the same somebody, like we just knew that wasn't the route we wanted to take, but we're going to talk every day and, lean on each other for emotional support and all of that. No, we're not. And now I'm laying up here in the bed because you didn't want me to go out with you. And now you hanging out with your homegirls. And now Mackenzie over here to the bar wondering where you at. Okay, Jimmy. I've been vouching for you. I'm not vouching for that. That's some bullshit. And if you want to have a relationship with somebody other than that girl, your friend that you fucked, because that's what Chelsea said. Tipsy Chelsea. She gets down. Chelsea, this man should not be locked in the house. He can't leave the house. Him going out from time to time, hang out with his friends, is not the same thing as somebody like out in the streets every day. That's not what he said. And you talking about, I've been turning down my friends. Why? Why did you do that? Because people that are in relationships need to go outside sometimes. And if you think he don't know how to act if he go outside, then shit, I don't know what to tell you. Please don't run down to the altar. He's sitting up there acting like he don't understand. He said, you want me to cut it off? And she said, yeah. He said, he ain't willing to cut it off. But what did you put it on the table for, Jimmy? He ain't backing off no friendships. Not gonna be doing that. So figure out something else. He walks off. She's sitting there looking a fool. You should, because you started this fight. You should have told him that earlier when you were sober. When he came back from the thing, when he came back from the club, before he lay down and go to sleep here, he was only gone an hour. I don't care. And I would have said, you know what, listen here, this is gonna be a problem right here. Let's just get this off the table. Jimmy. Now she's having a whole meltdown. She out here talking about, who were you with? Who were you talking to? The people said from the pod said you were with Jessica. He was like, I was not. I haven't seen Jessica from that. Besides the picture, what are you talking about? Now her drunk ass is bringing out everything. You want to bring Jessica into it ever since she saw that picture. That's what you get. Because, I mean, had you not been competing with Jessica in the first place, you would have ran off in the sunset with Trevor and his terrible ass, who has a girlfriend apparently, and she looks like a bodybuilder. Just saying, Chelsea. You on TikTok every day talking about, I know I'm insecure. Yes. Everything, I mean, it's out now, girl. You don't want to stand in front of a camera acting a fool. I'm sad. You made me cranky. That alone is enough for Jimmy to get somewhere. So, Jimmy, if you like it, I love it, I suppose. Because I didn't have 10 minutes of that is all I got. They met up the next day and he said he didn't want to go through with it. He was over with it. He's done with it. And she baby talked and Jedi mind tricked him into thinking that they were still gonna go down the aisle. So, Jimmy, whatever you're saying right now, take that off the table because next week we have to go to the place and try on the tuxedos and things because we're getting married. Child, they have a party over at this lake house where all the people from the show, not all of them, but a good set of the people, we all about to meet each other. We're having a meet up. Finally, all the people from behind the pod that you were having these conversations with are going to come out. Now, Amy and Johnny. Amy and Johnny, why? Johnny, Jimmy, and Jeremy, y'all think y'all are so funny. Jeez. Amy and Johnny have no worries because they have no thirds. They went in there and they found each other and they really like trying to figure out if this is what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Johnny and Amy are focused on their damn stuff and they love and their relationship. The rest of y'all is out here on Instagram and stuff. See, if you out here with a second option, chances are you probably not ready. You should go out of that thing with one option. That's it. Laura over here, the ladies are sitting down. AD is trying to get the tea. So she done handed Laura the scrunchie because it's going to be like whoever got the scrunchie is going to tell their tea. So, Laura, what's really going on? Because people done heard that y'all was out here having a fallout. And yeah, Laura let them know that he was over there with Sue, what's her name? Sue Ellen, Sue Ann, Sarah Ann. He was over there with Sarah Ann down to the bar at 5 o'clock in the morning and then ended up at her house because that's what the location thing said, that he was over there around Sarah's house. And AD said, ain't nothing in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning for y'all to be doing. You got to be You've got to be kidding me. She's not kidding. That's what he did. He came in there acting like he didn't know what was the hell wrong with her. I think Jeremy always knew he wanted to try both women. And he figured, well, this girl says she's got 30,000 Instagram, TikTok followers or whatever. And then she said she was over here getting injections in her lips. So he's probably thinking, oh, she's one of those like Instagram girls with a, bikini on. Because, that's the shit that they be having. I was seeing girls with 1 million followers who I don't know, who don't do anything really besides post pictures in a swimming suit. So I'm guessing that's what Sarah is over there doing. Laura was more serious, but I think he figured if I go the other route, if I pick Sarah first, then Laura's not gonna give me a shot. So I'll pick Laura first, run through there, and then Sarah will be over here on the back burner because that's what she is, a back burner ass bitch. And yeah, the whole patriot even. Jeremy came into party and he had a Hawaiian shirt. Oh, he came just because she don't like them. And I feel like I would have did the same thing because Sarah, you're not about to tell me what kind of shirt to wear. I told you I like Hawaiian shirts and not Sarah, Laura. Sarah doesn't have a problem with the shirt, I'm sure. Laura, you're not about to tell me what to wear. So just to say, a thumbs up, what you call it, middle finger to your ass, I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt just to be an asshole. But that's what Jeremy is, an asshole. He said he's nervous to speak to her. And I said, are you? Because you said you don't never be nervous. Now you're over here nervous? You should be. She not about to do nothing. She gonna give you a tongue lashing and you gonna sit there and take it. He was sitting there talking to Johnny and Jimmy, and he said, things just keep getting all turned around and that. And I'm like starting to look like a bad guy, and that's not even what it was. And Johnny and Jimmy are like, this is pretty much something I don't want to have no parts of. So yeah. I guess, bro. Jimmy's like, both of y'all are kind of stubborn, I suppose. That's because Jeremy been a little messy thing since day one and they know it. And here come his best friend, Beefy Trevor. Because they were over there in the pod being messy. Should have known Trevor wasn't shit when he attached himself to Jeremy. Now he coming over like a whole meathead, just what he said he wasn't. Right after that, right after Trevor got there, Mackenzie and Jessica show up together. Mackenzie is a shit starter. We don't know you, Mackenzie, but you be over here getting the shit started. Now, are you friends with Jessica or are you friends with Chelsea? Because what was you calling Chelsea for? Like, was you just antagonizing her then? Because you're not friends with her, Mackenzie. You and Jessica over here being mean girls. Because I don't think Jessica really gives a shit. She not about to get Jimmy no chance now. She just gonna go stir things up over there because she knows Chelsea can't take it. Chelsea's sweating Jessica, she wasn't even there. What did you think? Because Mackenzie was there, you're thinking if Mackenzie's there, then Jessica's probably there. Chelsea, I want to throw up. You always want to throw up. My stomach, I gotta throw up. Seems like all the thruples are nervous. All of you people that had a third party are a little uncomfortable. AD and Clay, they not struggling because Matthew's not there. But they did tell her that he looked like Clark Kent. And she was like, interesting. He's not there, so there's no drama that way. We know Amy and Johnny don't play those games. So we got Chelsea and Jimmy over here trying to act like they're in love the most, and they would like to be the number one couple in front of everyone, but everyone knows that it's Amy and Johnny, and so that seems to bother Jimmy a little bit because he would like them to know that nobody loves each other more than him and Chelsea do. They understand each other, they communicate well, and even when they fight, they have figured out a way to undo it. Because they had a fight this morning, but they figured it out because they're such great communicators. Jimmy and Jessica sit down to talk. They have a little closure conversation, I think you would call it. I don't really see him pursuing her because at this point, I'm sure he doesn't want to be rejected. He picked wrong, not really. But I mean, that's how she's going to see it. And from what I hear, she's over here on Love Island somewhere with Trevor. Now, I don't know if they're together on Love Island, but I'm not about to chase these people around to one island to the next, trying to find love. Y'all got it all wrong. I mean, maybe not. Do what you got to do, but I'm stopping here. Sarah's here, y'all. Well, we knew she was going to be here. Her and Jeremy already talked about it. Chelsea and Trevor talk. It's so funny because Jimmy's conversation with Jessica was very respectful. And these two are over here talking about, do you got my bracelet? Yeah. I followed you on Instagram. Trevor is going in now. He was like, now I'm gonna ask you again, what would have happened if I would have said something first? And she was like, he said, would the outcome be the same? And she was like, well, yeah, because he was like, because you got to come across like a nice person. Otherwise, you got to say that. Otherwise, you don't come across like a good person. I mean, I don't think it was going to go that way because she was too busy over here competing with Jessica. Like, it was never going to be you because she needed to beat Jessica. Crazy stuff. Laura and Jeremy try to have a sit down. I don't know why, who thought that was going to be a good idea. It went immediately left. She said she was going to come get her stuff. He said, I've already packed your things, so don't even worry about it. Now she mad because he already packed her stuff and he's not having any emotion. He's a dick. Girl, be glad he's gone. You don't know this man. You just met him 5 days ago, 2 weeks ago. Please stop acting like you're just so torn up about this. It's hard to tell what Jeremy even wanted her to do. Like, what was it that you wanted her to do? I tried to send you flowers. I don't want them. Like we're done. Stop playing. AD and Sarah have a little conversation. AD is trying to get the gist of now what happened because I read the text, what you said, and do you think it's cool to like reach out to this man that just came back from his honeymoon just to let him know that if you know that the door is open? And she was like, I ain't say the door is open. And AD is like, I read the text. I know what you said, girl. So what had happened? And she's trying to explain the same bullshit story that this nigga Jeremy was trying to explain. I don't want to hear it. We all know what happened was you and Jeremy got back over here and you were communicating immediately. As soon as he got back from the DR, he was over in the DR talking about I want to go home because Laura got on his nerves. Because she got on all our nerves. And you want us to believe in all the bars in the whole town that she just happened to run into her at a bar. When you just happened to run into her at a bar and, you know, and she's your person from the pod. It must be destiny. Or, you know, y'all talked about where you was gonna go hang out and meet up. And it's just a few minutes from her house. So you can drop her back off when you go over in there. And I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Yeah, y'all was over there getting busy till it's 5 o'clock in the morning. You were already done with Laura. You know that. AD asked how did it end, and she gonna make up a story. Did you kiss? Yes, they kissed, and then some, girl. That probably wasn't even their first date. Now Sarah is over there telling Jeremy how she's upset because they're painting this picture of her. No, girl, you painted that picture. You painted that picture all by yourself. Don't even try it. We saw what it was. We kind of don't care. It's just like, you know, the way y'all be handling things over here. Because it would have been just as easy, Jeremy, for you to Kenneth that situation and maybe not in the same manner, but be like, you know what, girl, I don't think this is going to work out. I'm having second thoughts. This is not the road I want to go down. She would have still had an attitude and cussed you out, but we wouldn't have been as mad at you. You know, I ain't mad at you. I don't care. But you would definitely not look a fool like you look now. Then to add insult to injury, you and Sarah uh jet skiing around the lake, like throwing it in her face. Y'all conservatives be so confusing. Sarah. I mean, so the girls go and try on wedding dresses. I guess, child. Chelsea in a wedding dress, over here smiling and cheesing, like, you know, this is gonna be the happiest day of her life. We don't buy it, girl. You was looking like amazingly basic, just like the family you trying to marry into. Um, AD's dress looked pretty. Didn't like the first one. The second one, I get it. Her and Clay got a whole vision. So I guess once they put it all together, if it happens, because her man said he ain't sure. So y'all sitting up there crying. You got the sisters and the little baby involved, and she thinks she about to be running down the aisle in a dress just for this man to say he not sure. Who else? Amy, I guess, girl, wouldn't be my taste much, but you know, you're probably the only one that's actually getting married. So if you like it, I love it. They have these little last dates. It was cute or whatever. Clay and AD, of course, do it fancy like they got to have a driver and a fancy car and a rooftop dinner, and they match on that type of stuff. So that part, I definitely see it. Like how would Clay and AD work in real life? Yeah. Is it normal for him to have hesitation? Absolutely. It would be weird if he didn't. For all of them acting like this is a perfect situation, that's weird. It's not. So, you know, and it wouldn't be otherwise. I feel like even if they waited a year when it's time to walk down that aisle, there's going to be some hesitation and uncertainty because that's a, you know, that's a big deal. Nobody should be walking down the aisle not nervous about it. Just my opinion. Um, they have these little dates where what is Chelsea and Jimmy doing? I don't know. Cutting ice. Every time they show them, I feel like irritated that they're even playing happily ever after. It's ridiculous. This girl needs help. She says she still like got a therapist. Good. Stay on that track for a while. I don't think you're ready for a whole lot more. Baby steps, girl, baby steps. You open the front door, you stand on the porch, you look around, take some fresh air. Give it a few weeks, and then we're gonna work our way down to the sidewalk. Training wheels, girl, training wheels. Jimmy, I really don't understand Jimmy, so I don't have anything to say about it, because when I figure it out, then I guess I'll share my thoughts. But for right now, Jimmy, I'm just confused. So, there's that. I think that's just about it. I guess we'll see what's gonna happen this last episode. This boy closed down the amusement park, Jimmy, for him and Chelsea to ride around there on the roller coasters by themselves. And then, he posed the question at the end, like, does she think she wants to still get married? And I'm like, girl, you was just standing around dancing in that daggum store with a wedding dress on, talking about it ain't gonna be no third strikes you out. This is it. You in it. So now you're on pause. Jimmy, you don't get too many more chances to exit, but I bet you don't. You will take Chelsea down to the altar and watch her skip slap her ass down the aisle. That's probably going to happen. These people, they had to play this, y'all. I mean, I'm looking forward to the reunion. Like I said, I'm new here. I don't know how any of this works. Hopefully next season, if I'm feeling like I want to talk about it, hopefully they have a clause in their contract to say they have to stay off of internet and interviews and all that stuff. Because then, if I found out all of this stuff after the fact, it would be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I don't know that it would change my opinion of anything, but at least like I don't have to talk about it knowing full well we've been made a fool of. Please extend the time in the pod. 5 days is not going to work for me. I feel like, I don't know. Yeah, we're going to have to figure something out. We got to figure something out. But until then, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll be back for the finale and I guess the reunion. Bye, y'all.